Welcome in Mobile, Alabama, here at the Senior Bowl, day one of coverage here on Jaguars.com. And this is our first chance to get a look at these prospects, but we're not the only ones, and that is what makes the Senior Bowl so important this year.
This is the first time that myself and even college area scouts are seeing these players in person, right? Everyone's been quarantined in their house, couldn't go to college practices or games, so I think seeing these guys up close and personal, how they move, how they're built is all really important, not to mention the evaluation part of it as well.
Here now with senior writer John Oehser. We've been at practice all day taking a look at these prospects, and normally you have some talking on the side with scouts and some hanging out, catching up with people, but everyone is super honed in today, and there's a reason for that.
Well, Ashlyn, you know I'm an old man, so I've covered, I don't want to count how many of the teams I've covered, but there is a definite different energy, and I kind of liken it to, remember, you didn't grow up in the North, Ashlyn, but I had a son in the North, and on that first day after it was cold, they couldn't wait to get outside. That's sort of what this is, because these guys, scouts, they haven't been on college campuses this year. So this is their first chance to see these guys, and it's a really, really important part of the process this year. But they're, usually, like you said, you see scouts sort of, okay, well, we've done this before. They're excited to be here because this is the first real thing.
It's the first real thing, and really, it's the only opportunity. It's this and college pro days to get a look at these guys, and then boom, it's the draft.
Well, the story of the week of the Senior Bowl among scouts is exactly what you just said. There's no combine. The pro days, nobody quite knows what they're going to look like. The Senior Bowl is going to be the only really normal feeling thing for these people. I had one draft analyst tell me a couple minutes ago, he believes that every Senior Bowl prospect will be drafted because it'll be the only group where the scouts get a full idea of what they look like in pads, what they look like here. It's incredibly important compared to most years, and it's always important.
So on the field, it's all about the prospects. That's the news. But outside here in the stands, when you carry around this Jaguars mic, people are coming up and saying, what's Urban Meyer like? What's with the new hire? How is it going? And basically every single person we've talked to, including Albert Breer, who's a longtime NFL reporter, said the transition from college to NFL, it's going to go smoothly.
More than anything else, he has what I think most often is overlooked in these hires. Everybody's always, can he develop a quarterback? Can he call an offense? I think what Urban brings in spades above anything else is an ability to lead a program and to build a program. I think this is something he's ultimately very, very prepared for, and he's got so much alumni across the NFL that really allowed him to kind of look at it and see what works and what doesn't.
Albert Breer is a guy that has been definitely keeping up with this coaching search and knows Urban Meyer pretty well, so definitely strong words right there that he's going to succeed, and he came prepared, ready to go. This coaching search is still continuing, but high praise for the new coach of the Jaguars.
Well, I hope people take the time to go listen to what Albert and you talked about, because it was fascinating. I think it discussed in detail a lot of the things that people sort of assume about Urban, and a lot of the assumptions are correct. A lot of them are incorrect. I talked to him a little while after you talked to him, and I think what I took the most is Albert believes that Urban's going to succeed, not necessarily because of scheme, not because of anything specific, X's and O's. He may not even be that much involved with that compared to the past, but his ability to communicate, his ability to create culture, his ability to be a head coach who's creating vision. I think if people listen and read what Albert had to say to us today, they're going to get an in-depth look maybe at Urban Meyer in a little more detail than what they've seen already.
All about Urban Meyer, Trevor Lawrence, #1 overall pick. You name it, you cannot get away from people coming up and saying, what are the Jaguars going to do at the draft? So that is day one of our Senior Bowl coverage here in Mobile, Alabama. We'll be back tomorrow with more coverage. Stay tuned, Jaguars.com.